Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. I greet you and I welcome you to this program. While you are joining, share this video, invite others to join. It is true that we are late to this program. My apologies to that. We are like 15 minutes late. I apologize. I was supposed to be here when it was half past, 6 Biafra time, but I am 15 minutes late. My apologies to Biafrans and to the viewers all over the world. We have come this evening to continue where we've stopped. We have come this evening to put the record straight. We have come again this evening to make sure that we educate and enlighten our people, because remember, while you are planting the good seed, the devil is out there planting its own seed. Whenever you are planting a good seed, don't forget that the enemy will be planting a bad seed. So it is up to you to be proactive, because the devil is quite proactive. Of course, we are live, we are direct. It is 10 minutes before the top of the hour. It is, 11 minutes before the top of the hour, regardless of where you are. We are live on Twitter at Judge Money C. If you are watching from there, retweet the video. We are live on YouTube at Judge Money Blog Africa. If you are watching from YouTube, share the video, subscribe to that YouTube channel, click the like button. The algorithm will help in the sharing as well. If you are watching on Facebook at Judge Money Blog, at Judge Money Blog/TV, at Judge Money Official, at IPOB versus Autopilot, whichever place you are watching, share the video, like the video, invite others to join. This evening, of course, you know exactly what we are here to do this evening. We are here to talk about these things on your screen. First of all, you see Baba Akintoye, the activist of the Yoruba nation. You see on top the poster which they made, including Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's face in that poster, with the chief infiltrator, the criminal who is here to destroy, to steal, and to destroy what we are doing. In the middle of it, you will see the boy, the young man with a cap, who is the Kai Kai media, who is the TJ hooker of all this shenanigans. That is the young man with a face cap in the middle. Next on the other side, of course, all of you are aware of whom Sunday Igboho is. That's him on the other side. We are going to be talking and addressing all this shenanigan that they presented few days ago, or maybe a day ago, calling it joint briefing or press briefing, whatever they called it. We want to address it, and we are going to address it in a civilized manner, that we are not going to actually present it the way the enemy would believe that we are going to present it, because we are very important. We are very, very intelligent. We know their move. We know what they are doing, and I am going to actually give you exactly something to take home this evening. You know, it is not everybody who call God, 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 Nnam, Nnam, my father, that will make it to the kingdom of heaven. Now, of course, let us begin. Great Biafrans all over the world, lovers of freedom, we are going to start on this news on the ground here. This TVC, they are in, the TVC news, where it talked about. Okay, let me bring that news. Let me not go to TVC. There is a man, and this man that, he said so many things.
South is
There is this guy that says so many things about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and we are going to be addressing this press briefing with Mr. Igboho, Professor Akintoye, and the Kaikai media, with the criminals in autopilot who are here to redirect the narrative of this struggle. We are going to be addressing them immediately after we are done addressing the zoo and their media, because the zoo media, they continue, they don't learn their lesson. They never ever learn their lesson. What you see happening in Nigeria, it is as a result of zoo media not doing what they're supposed to do. Now I want you to see this man. You people that are watching, of course, you know the activities of the terrorists in the northern Nigeria. You know the activities of the terrorists across Nigeria, if not the resistance that was formed from the southern region of Nigeria. These terrorists, Boko Haram, they have, surrendered or surrounded the whole path of Nigeria. But of course, people are seeing the activities of these terrorists. People are seeing the, menace of these terrorist attacks in across Nigeria. They are not actually talking about it. The only thing that they capitalize on talking about and putting blames on is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because all these people are myopic people who are actually benefiting from the terrorist attack that is ravaging the whole nation of Nigeria. That is the reason why they cannot see what they're supposed to see. They cannot comment on where they're supposed to comment. They will always, be one-sided with their reportage. Now, I want you to see what this guy is talking about. Is somebody from River State. I don't even care to know his name, but these are criminals who can never ever stand up to call, a spade a spade. They are the people whom you see, they are like elders, but children that are lying in your face is even better than them, because these people, they do not have any moral value to actually make a decision for the society or do anything that will be in the favor of the younger generation. I want to present to you this video. Pay attention to it.
governors created Eastern Security Network. So in this meeting, they've come out to say, no, that's not correct. So the person being referred to here is Peter Obi. But let's bring it back to Nnamdi Kanu. This has been a burning conversation for some time. And unfortunately, or as expected, the government seemed not to budge. Malami says the grounds for continuing the detention of Nnamdi Kanu after the appeal court already said this man is discharged of the allegations made to him. A federal high court in Omaha also asked them, gave the same judgment, awarded him 500 million for damages and abuse and all of that, and also said, please, this man should be taken back to back to Kenya. Asked that extradition laws should be respected. So in the place of a rendition, the government chose in the place of extradition, rather, government chose rendition. Malami is claiming that he's a fugitive because he jumped bail. He's a security risk. And they talked about raised like 3 different issues. He's a flight risk and all of that. He's a threat to national security. Yeah. So in all of this, everyone seems to be speaking from all nook and cranny. Let this man go. But we don't seem to see the government being willing to obey court order or do anything. Let's get to have your take on this.
Frankly, the only
Before the man who speak from from both sides of his mouth will come in, I want to correct this impression. Everyone is calling for political solution. When it was the good time to talk about this political solution, it didn't come through. It is now that we have won Nigeria the zoo in their own court. Everyone is now talking about political solution. These people really believe that we are stupid. They believe we are very, very stupid. But what they don't know is that IPOB, we are more formidable and intelligent more than them. If these people, actually propose from the beginning, these Southeast leaders whom claim that they are representing Igboho and the Biafra as a whole, I want to, talk about if they are indeed doing what they say they are, or whom they say they are, our representatives in the upper echelon. I want to ask them, they proposed a political solution when this issue was still not tried in court. The same government of Zoological Republic led by imposter, he actually turned the political solution approach upside down. He rejected it. Forget the fact that he said if they ask him, is there still any room for political solution? He said, yes, there is still room for political solution if people behave themselves. That is rubbish, utter rubbish. Now, today, we have won them in their court. They are now coming with their so-called political solution. Because what they do is that they are actually trying to see, it is like, let me tell you what this thing looks like. Remember that police in Nigeria is super corrupt. They are super corrupt. Military, police, civil defense, DSS, all of them are super corrupt in Nigeria. Now they find you on the way. I am creating an analogy in order to define exactly what I'm trying to, filter to your mind. Now they find you on the road. You are clean. They found you. They actually started searching the whole place. You tell them, stop, you are in a hurry. You are going somewhere. You are running late. You are going for a meeting. They ignored it. They started searching you, making sure that they open everywhere, including trying to remove your engine of your car, looking for what you do not know about. And they did all that. They did not see anything. And they were not laughing when they were doing all these things, wasting your time. They were not smiling with you until they finished whatever they did. And they saw that they couldn't find anything to actually hold as a point of contact to actually exploit you. And they start laughing. Fine boys is something for cold drink. Anything in the booth for the boys. That is exactly what it looks like. In that note, will you actually try to even listen or to ever take out anything to give those people, even if you have in mind of actually commending them in doing a good job? Because you were in a hurry, right? You were heading to a meeting. They were purposely, delaying you because you say you are in a hurry. After being delayed, they now start making it, because all they were delaying you for is all about looking for what they will hold to steal money from you. Now they couldn't find it. They now start playing a game of, smile. Anything for the boys. If you give them something, it means that you are a coward. Even if you want to appreciate them, not just bribe, appreciating people who do good job. But they have delayed you. Had they find anything like, something that is wrong, they will not smile with you and tell you anything for the boys. The thing there is that they have delayed your time. They have messed your car up. By the time you will pick up the pieces of these things, they have messed up. It is going to be late. And they turn out to tell you, please give us something to cook for cold drink. It is too hot in this weather. You will tell them go to hell, right? That is exactly what Nigeria is doing with us. Nigeria, where, the people, our elder statesmen went to meet this boy in Aso Rock to ask him to release Nnamdi Kanu and let there be a political solution. And political solution is something that, we expect them to sit on a round table, deliberate on how the demand of Biafrans are going to be met. It was not done. Nothing. They undermined everybody. They undermined these Umokoko who call themselves our representatives, except these our elder statesmen who went for a genuine reason. All these people who call themselves our representatives in the name of governors all over the place. Just like you see, one of them is Dave Umai, killing Ebonyi State people. Hope Uzodimma, killing Imo State people. And so many of them, they claim they are our representatives. The same government of the day turned them down. Warfanan, disgraced them, send them back home, told them I will get back to you. Did he get back to them? The answer is no. Now, he now later said to them, court has the case and they do not interfere in the court. Now the court proceeded with the case. After proceeding with the case, they now discharged Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and acquitted him of all the frivolous charges leveled against him by this Nigeria government. Now after that, guess what happened? Now they refuse with the order of court. Rather, they are telling you now that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is a flight risk. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is a risk to the security. You did not see it when they were telling you, let there be political solution. You never saw it. And this recently, all these people who are so-called our representative from the Southeast, claiming let there be political solution. We are creating a new security outfit for the Southeast. These same criminals like Dave Umahi, they are the people who created Ebubagu, who is killing innocent people all over the place in the eastern region of Nigeria. Today, they are proposing on creating another security outfit because they have created criminals. They could not service these criminals anymore. They could not come up with the arrangement they made with these criminals called Ebubagu, Ebubenkita. They could not come up with the arrangement. They have given them guns. They are out there doing all sorts of heinous activities. They are now hire killers. When you hire them, they go and kill anybody that you want them to kill for you. Today, they want to abandon them. They haven't called them in order. They want to create a new security outfit. Now, like I said before, the only reason why these people are not supporting ESN, it is because of their envy and jealousy. They are, they couldn't actually help it that ESN was able to take 3 months to do what they could not do in 5 years. For the sake of being politically correct, they will never accept ESN. They want to create another criminals who will not be well regulated. These people, you have police, These people, you have military. These people, you have civil defense. These people, you have navy. These people, all these security forces, they are on the ground. Now they added it with the Bubatoro. All of this security outfit that you people have created or you have in that area, it is not enough to solve your security crisis. Now you want to create another one. Who are you guys fooling? You guys are, indeed fooling yourselves. All that, meeting that you have led by Dave Umahi, the criminal who is killing our people in Ebonyi State, I want to tell all of them that you people have failed on arrival. We do not want any political solution that will be led by all of you criminals, because you are not our representatives. You are representatives of your own self and your families. Bloodbath is everywhere because of these young people who want to come and tell us government should grab the means of political solution. No! The time we actually ask for the political solution, to sit on the round table and discuss this matter of Biafra and our other agitation going on in the zoo, it was flouted, it was undermined. Now we have won in the court. International community knows that we have won in the court, and at the end of it, they want to now start making these people who claim they are your representatives to come out there and start proposing for political solution, so that in the eyes of international community, it will seem as if we have settled it within ourselves. No, it does not work that way. Now the court discharged and acquitted Mazen Nnamdi Kanu of all the heinous crime labeled against him by his enemy, which are those governors who are seeking for political solution. Imagine when you have your enemy to go and answer for you, do you think they will represent you in a good note? Of course, the answer is no. If they want to talk about any political solution, the only thing we can agree now is release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu first, make him a free man, then propose political solution. We are in. If you cannot make him a free man and you are sending these representatives in the name of so-called governors to come and propose political solution, you people are wasting your time, because we do not have any representatives in politics in the southeast Nigeria. The people we have there are our, those who exploit us, and we do not, we are not, paying allegiance to them. They are not, our leaders. They're just those who were, actually imposed on us in the name of politics. We cannot go with their ideas. So now, I want you to listen to this video and see one of them in that eastern region of Nigeria. How is it this type of people that are going to represent you in the so-called political solution after they have kept our leader in a solitary confinement? You guys does not understand the type of place our leader is. A solitary confinement, a place, a tiny place where he cannot actually, receive enough fresh air, to see if he will lose his memory, to see if they will work on his mind. That's why they kept him there. Believing that after torturing somebody, now you call them, now we have finished torturing you, come, let's talk about some political solution. Instead of putting that in your mind first, the first time you brought this person home. Now let's listen to this criminal.
The only thing that you expect the federal government to do in a situation like this is to go to court, appeal against the judgment, which is normal. And one of those things, when you have an appeal to stay execution, simply means that the order given cannot be implemented pending when this matter is decided at the appellate level. So I don't think it makes sense to go back and forth. We've always said in this country, keeping Nigeria one is a tax that must be done. In other words,
this fool say keeping Nigeria one is a tax that must be done. That is what this fool is insinuating. Now I want to ask this guy, exactly what does he mean by keeping Nigeria one is a tax, which was what Obama initiated in the mind of all these, gullible fools whom you call state actors in Nigeria. Now I want to find out, why is it that keeping Nigeria one is a tax that must be done? Is it the Nigeria that under the regime of this Fulani man that actually manipulated his way, using Obama as an influencer to actually put him there in 2015, which has crippled anything that is called Nigeria? It has crippled the economy. The exchange rate now is almost 1,000 naira per dollar, per $1. 1,000 naira, $1. That is the exchange rate today. Your money, if you heap your Nigerian naira somewhere now, it is valueless. Because now, if you talk about inflation, food inflation, it is now 20.22, 20.77% inflation rate. Unemployment rate, which is the number they have given to us. Unemployment rate, because I don't think Nigeria have a statistic, there is a Nigeria statistics, or Stats Nigeria that can ever give you the, analysis of all these things or give you the accurate number of unemployment rate. They claim it is 33%. 66 million people are unemployed. So inside that 66 million, it is possible that 60 million are criminals because they don't have any other means to make money. There is no room available. There is no even social amenities or something like a grant that they receive from government in order to actually keep them low in crime. Is it the same Nigeria that you are keeping one? The same Nigeria that was created and handed over to you, who call yourself state actors today, by one man from Britain, and they are nurturing it. The same Nigeria that you found a gold in Zamfara state. Some people produce terrorists and place them there, build an airport inside the bush of Zamfara state, packing this gold with private jet, with an airport in the bush, going out of the country to go and sell it. Now Boko Haram have taken over, and the government of Zamfara state, they are mining these things and they are actually banking the money for themselves. Is it the same Nigeria we're going to keep one? The same Nigeria that Fulani herders are going about killing farmers every day. None of you it is not topic for any one of these state so-called state actors. It has never been a topic for any of you guys. The only thing that has been a topic for you guys is the agitation, because you want people to see, you always want people to see this, the problem. You never wanted anybody to see the struggle. The struggle is actually criminalized. Terrorism is decriminalized. That is the reason why they release terrorists every day. They integrate them, if not into the army. They release them, send them back to their people, claiming sometimes they are using them to replace the kidnapped victims. This is Nigeria for you. All these people are not talking about these things. The only problem they have seen is Nnamdi Kanu and the Biafra struggle. That is the only problem they have seen that is, that is ravaging Nigeria. Whether they want it or not, we are going to leave Nigeria. The self-determination is not a crime and can never be a crime. Now, let me, before we proceed, Let me tell you again. For those of you who believe that obedience is what Obi is, just one. I've said this and I will say it again. Peter Obi has been placed there to steal all the blood, the glory of this blood that we have lost, both in Mpo, both in Asaba, both in Olu. When we were campaigning with a flag and singing, our song of freedom, that all these people they have killed, their blood is what Peter Obi want to use to shine. I want to tell you how and why. Peter Obi you see today, it is something that, what stirs, I want to ask you a question. What is that thing that stirs the minds of these politicians in the eastern region of Nigeria to start championing Igbo presidency? What actually aggravated them to start talking about Igbo presidency? Do you know? Do you remember? What exactly made them, wake them up to realize they haven't been president since 50 years or since after the war? You don't know. The reason why they realize that they haven't been president or they haven't been, selected as president or even in any security leadership position in Nigeria, it is because we started agitating, because we on the ground, we felt the spite of all these evil activities of these politicians, both from any angle, from the federal level and from the lower echelon. I want you to know, it is because of the agitation, it now paved a way for them to start agitating for Igbo presidency. Now they want to stand on the blood of our people that was shed during protest of, during Biafra campaign protests. They want to stand on it to claim Igbo presidency. When they go there, how many states do you have in the north? 17, probably. How many do you have in the east? Of course, they have divided it into two. You have 5 southeast and you have 5, tautological 6, south. Now, when Peter Obi go there, how do you think that Peter Obi is going to do anything that will benefit any of you? Because any decision they have to make, the parliament must actually, vote on it, and then we will assign it into the law. They want to take advantage of our agitation, start proposing. We actually gave them that morale. They actually extracted their morale of Igbo presidency. Of all this, if Igbo man cannot be a president, it means that we are not wanted in this place. This morale is what they extracted from our struggle. But them themselves were the people killing people who were actually agitating on the ground. How then do you think that these same people are going to bring you to what you ever wanted that will fix the country, or that will fix your life rather than the country? Is there anything you are believing that will come out of these people who killed you during the time of agitation? After killing you, they realized, let us use this opportunity of agitation now to demand for Igbo presidency, which we have kept quiet in the last 50 years, and it was not a problem for us. Now we will take advantage of this agitation, and we will sit in the glory and the blood of these people that we have shared. We will use them to trade on for Igbo presidency. Because once the Peter Obi, get their Igbo presidency, you know what will happen? And the national community will assume that, they have given you Igbo presidency, you didn't do anything with it. That means you are the problem. The problem is not coming from the Nigeria you are talking about. The problem is coming from you. For those of you who are being carried away, talking about obedient, you need to know the implications of this. You must understand the implication of what you are calling for. Because Obi is there to overshadow everything we have worked for in the past. When you talk about, in this agitation, you should understand that giving Igbo man a presidency is like giving a robot a presidency. You know why? I want you to sit down, use your Google. Google how many states are in the south, how many states are in the west, how many states are in the north, in the east, west, and north. I want you to Google how many states are there. Google if you bring the states in the south, in the east, in the whole of the south together, is it matching the number of the states in the north? The answer is no. Now, if the answer is no, if Peter Obi go into power, he bring a narrative, let us actually change, let us actually talk about the change of constitution. There will be a parliamentary, voting. There will be, voting from each places. We have agreed. If there is anything that needs to be changed in the government, there must be voting in the parliament by the, legislatures. How many representatives do you have from the south? How many? Highest you will have 16. They still have 17 in the whole of south. Remember that this thing I call the whole of south, you are not together. They have divided the east into two. The west is only 6 states, I believe. So if you are agitating for obedient, what is he going to change in your life if he climb there? Let's say that obedient will do magic, abracadabra, and Nigeria inflation rate will come down to 5%. And he do abracadabra, Nigeria debts they have up to $100 billion will come down to maybe $10 million. Peter Obi will do abracadabra, Boko Haram will cease to exist. Fulani headers, Mietiala, will cease their grip in attacking Nigeria citizens. Abracadabra, the eastern region of Nigeria will actually now come together, or will have more states that will be, able to compete with the ones that the northern people have. Abracadabra, we will amend the constitution. Who are those going to vote? Do you have the voting power? The answer is no. Anything that Peter Obi will achieve, the only thing he might achieve in going there as your president is only achieving, probably bringing maybe some infrastructure in Biafra land. If he can, only if he has the political will. Only if he has the political will. That is something that you don't know if he does. Now, the most important thing here, there is nothing that they will, the legislatures will sign or into, gazette that will enable you to stop being marginalized. After 4 years, 5 years, highest 8 years, the power goes back to Fulani. If there is anything that Peter Obi did, Fulani will now get them redone. They will start from where you stopped. Meanwhile, you want Igbo president, you have gotten it. When Fulani man go back there, they will anything you did in the past, they will just maybe override it. They will say it doesn't exist anymore. It is doable. Or don't you know? All they need is the number to raise up their hands or vote of no confidence, or vote. They do vote in the parliament. Then the number carry the vote, and they have the number, and they continue to brag about it. Politics is a game of number, and they have the number. So if indeed you have seen all these things, why then are you now actually removing yourself and your mind and your energy from the agitation going on? Wanting, trying to actually support somebody who is trying to steal your glory that you have died and lived for. That is exactly what is going on. And this is in the quest to achieve what they are doing. They have done many things. They have actually set up a double agent, plus the double agent being sponsored by the people in the West. We have double agents. I thought that it was only in Biafra struggle that we had double agents. I never knew that this double agent has actually escalated to other nation struggle. I did not know. But we are going to find out today and how and when it happened and what is the only reason why these things happened. Now, I want you to listen to this guy. These are the people who are calling for your political solution. These are the people who are going to represent you as state actors. Listen to him.
West, we believe that we are an indissoluble country, and we believe that going forward, working together as Nigerians gives us a better day, a better outing than being split. So that's the country for you. Now, for me, I think that going really for a political solution would be the best thing to do. The last time I appeared on one of your programs, I said the same thing.
So what are we, when you say political solution, what are we looking at?
Yes, the point is, I think we need to really tie things up. You don't ask for freedom by killing other people. That shouldn't be happening.
You listen to this, sophisticated moron from River State. You know these people? These people are the people that you don't blame them. You don't blame them. Their fathers did not tell them, did not give them orientation. These people, they lack life orientation. They don't have it. If you see them, these are the people who get carried away by aeroplane, aeroplane, They grew up, find themselves, have opportunity to find themselves in a political space. That is exactly this type of people. If you check their history, when you want to extend it to their stereotype, you will understand that these people, they don't ever make anything that will be beneficial to them. They are selfish in nature. Number one, they don't know their origin. You will find them bearing Igbo name, speaking Igbo. They tell you they are not Igbo. Ask them where are they from. They tell you River State. Who created the River State? Was it your father or your forefather who created River State? Because they have no knowledge of whom they are. They have no knowledge of where they, actually hail from. That is the reason why anything can serve. Anything can serve. They will not be able to be truthful in their own objectives. They can never ever report something that is truthful. Number one, let me clear it up there. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, we started this struggle with flag, ordinary flag. We start marching, creating awareness. If Nigeria was a country that cared for their people, their so-called people, if Nigeria was a country, not contraption, if Nigeria was a state, not a zoo, they were going to engage and solve this problem that triggered the agitation and find political solution from the beginning. Instead of starting to kill these agitators, believing that shooting gun on them, killing them in mass will stop them, will intimidate them, believing that this is the approach that was used during the time of slave era. Kill them mercilessly, beat them up, dehumanize them so that they will be scared. The people that will want to do this, when they look at what you have done to the others, they will be scared. You don't know that the world is evolving. And the more it is evolving, the more people with more resilient, people with that are resilient are being born. The generation that will fight, to death are being born. That is the reason why in all these things, they did not come to speak whatever they are speaking today. Only when IPOB say enough is enough. These things was, you kill IPOB protesting with flag. You kill IPOB protesting with no flag, singing a song, walking on the road, holding each other, singing a song just on the road without any weapon. You kill them. After that, Fulani bandit was now being sent to the eastern region to continue what they have left, they are doing in the northern region. Killing our mothers, our daughters, our sisters, our siblings in their way to farmland, on their way to go and fetch water, because there is no pipe-borne water in Nigeria where you will open the tap and you will have water. People have to go to the stream to fetch water. Fulani rapers will now be there waiting for them. Either they rape them, they kill them. When they will take their cow, they will go to their farmland and they will wait for them. They will now kill anybody who challenge them for using their cow to destroy the farmland. They now destroy and render people and their farming, helpless. Until IPOB say enough is enough. We are dying in the hands of state actors. We are dying in the hands of terrorists. We are also dying in the hands of non-state actors. It is now time to show that self-defense is not a crime. Let us defend our defenseless people. Let us be the defender of those who cannot defend themselves. Now, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu woke up with an initiative to create a security that will be able to protect our land from this invasion of terrorists. Now Mazen Nnamdi Kanu came up with that Eastern Security Network and rolled them out. Formidably, within the course of 3 months, the things that the so-called Navy, military, police, civil defense, DSS, etc., several SARS that has been assassin killing people, they could not stop the menace of terrorist attack in the eastern region. Only 3 months after inception of ESN, all these things went down. These state actors, the governors who were claiming they are fighting terrorists, while they are only killing their people because Fulani told them if you kill your people, you will stand a chance to have Igbo presidency come 2023. They feel threatened. They ask themselves, how can these people expose us, our incompetence and our lack of political willingness to tackle insecurity that is destroying our people? They said, no, we cannot be alive and see these things happening. They now did everything that they have to do to see that they destroy Biafra land and bring insecurity in there. That's when you see the criminal in Finland coming up. That's when you see a Bubagu created. The mastermind of that criminal in Finland, in the name of Simon, Devo Mahi, Ekweremadu, their masterminds now recruited them that they should start working, but we are going there. We are still tackling this. We are going there because we have a lot in the bag. But let us finish tackling this man. Let me allow him to say all he has to say here.
Happening in the Southeast. The agitation, which is a right, should go on if they feel strongly about it. Be able to explain, take their message to their neighbors that they're about to leave, and take the message to the country that they're about to leave. But to pursue violence as a means of attaining such an objective wouldn't be the right thing to do. Okay? So we have a situation where quite a lot of people are like saying, oh, if you ask me to go to the East now, just for a way to, if it's worse if it's on a Monday, because you never know what you come across. You know, so, and some non-state actors in this region have begun to take advantage of these things. So you don't even know whether it is IPOB that is actually behind these massacres, or whether
you don't even know whether it is IPOB behind this massacre, but your first, statement said you cannot get this thing by killing people. Now, whom were you referring to? IPOB. That is when you begin to incriminate your first statement, incriminate yourself. Now, these are state actors who should be telling us what exactly is going on in the country. They're now telling you they don't even know. If those whom you elected and placed into power are complaining, what are you going to do as those who gave them your vote? Is it not to impeach them? Because they are complaining. They have shown you that they are incompetent to handle the position where you elected them to be. They cannot tell you who and whom are causing this insecurity in the land, because they are the ones who are the mastermind of the insecurity, so that people will begin to detest Biafra and embracing Igbo presidency. So that people will begin to say, no, if it is the way Biafra will come, we are not going to, join it. Let us, in fact, embrace Igbo presidency. That is the agenda of all this insecurity. That is the reason why they cannot come out and demand for the release of Ohamadike. The man who is able to speak only one word, all these things, all this rubbish that is happening in the eastern part of Nigeria, will stop. Only word behind the mic. All this rubbish will stop. They are keeping him there. So who is the mastermind of the insecurity? When they know that the solution is there, who is the mastermind? Them, the state actors who are complaining that they don't know whom, whether it's IPOB or whether it's not IPOB. You are not sure. So why don't you use your intelligence, if you have one, to find out what we've been lamenting about? We are not engaging in criminality. Rather, the ones that the state actors created as a faction, which Devil Omahi promised IPOB that he will create a faction that will counter the activities of IPOB. And that is the inception of this criminal syndicate called Autopilot. That's how they emerged. Now let's continue.
Other non-state actors acting like IPOB have decided now to venge a lot of bile on people, which is wrong. Now, for me, I think that the 5 governors, yes, they have done what is right, and also saying clearly that we didn't set off ESN. And it also means that Obi Kerenke should be careful the kind of information that is dishing. It's not right, blackmail your own people. So the thing is finding a solution, finding a way of getting Kanu out of the can, getting Kanu to keep. You see, part of the problem Kanu is suffering now is that he was granted bail and he eloped.
Look at
and the law is clear on that. frankly.
Now, this man claimed that Kanu was granted bail and he eloped. I want to now ask this man, how was Kanu granted bail and he eloped? Do you, in fact, since you don't know who are those perpetrating these criminal and terrorist activities in the eastern region, now you are now trying to play that you as if you know the difference between somebody granted bail and eloping, the difference between eloping and actually running away for your life. Now, let me educate this guy if this video will eventually get to him. And this ATN media house, if anybody can actually, tag this ATM media house so that they will send this video back to this guy. Now, let me educate you because I can see that you do not want to actually be, objective here. You said that you do not know whom are causing insecurity in the Southeast. Now, how will you now know whether Kanu eloped or Kanu escaped for his life? Now, let me tell you what transpired in 2017 in Afaru-Quebec. In Afaru-Quebec, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was released, was actually granted bail by the court of Nigeria with some bail conditions, which Mazen Nnamdi Kanu continued to maintain those bail conditions. He went home to his father's house in Afaru-Quebec, where he was living and waiting for the next day of his court to approach or to come. The Nigeria soldiers invaded his house, killed 28 people in the quest to kill him. He escaped and run away for his life. Now, let me tell you, because there is something he said here. Let me listen to what he said here. Listen to what he said here, so that when I now give you what I want to tell you, you will understand exactly what I am saying. Listen to what he said here, because he said that he does not know if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was running away. Why did he not run to other places in Nigeria? Listen, then let me correct you.
Those who sound like, well, you can respect the international law if you want. It's made. We have situations where, of course, apart from the superpowers that can say, look, hand us this man. Because if you don't hand them, they will come to and take the man.
Yeah, but about Kanu jumping bail, there's been claims that, yeah, he jumped bail.
Not claims, he jumped bail.
But he's saying that, that's the issue. That's
no, he jumped bail.
He's saying that
he jumped bail.
The military invaded his home, that he escaped for his life. That's what the claims from his angle, his people say, that the military invaded his home. A lot of people were killed, so he narrowly escaped being killed.
And escaped out of the country.
I guess so.
This is somebody who is uninformed, who does not know who are the criminals that is carrying out some criminal activities in the land. Now he is now advising somebody whom is being pursued by the state actors. The state actors that you know that they have the resources to explore anything they want to explore in order to find whom they want to kill and kill them. You are now saying, why did he escape out of the country? Where is he? Where is his life in danger? Is he not inside the country? So if your life is in danger inside a particular place, you will go and hide there if you have opportunity to escape from there. These are the people, when you look at them, you will know that you will lose hope in the leadership of this, Nigeria. These are the people, when you listen to them, you will lose hope in something called African leadership when you listen to this type of people. It is very, very sad indeed. Now, let me take it a bit. Let us listen.
And escaped out of the country.
In the next 2 minutes, there is a counter interview that I want to play here.
I guess so.
This is the point. You
So
see,
now,
the point I'm trying
is seeking for political solution. How can, because the challenge now, Malami respects him for the points he raised. He's a national threat, national security threat. He is a flight risk and all other issues that he raised. Because he was a fugitive, that was why they used rendition and not extradition. Now, he has his points that he's going to defend a stay of execution. We understand all of that. But why some people are saying discharge Nnamdi Kanu, let him go? Amalami is saying no. We can't trust that he's not going to go back to the things he did. He incited people into violence. A lot of people are dead. He's primarily responsible for the issues in the southeast and all of that. Now, while we are pleading for the government to respect the rule of law, how can the government make sure that Nnamdi Kanu will not come back after his discharge and go back to where he left off?
This is the point. I think that...
do you have any suggestion you can give
what
to the
I
government?
believe should happen is a negotiation, if there is any that's going on. Because there will be terms of understanding. Will be binding on the federal government, not binding on the negotiators and Kanu himself. So working it out is something that you cannot do either on the page of newspapers or on television. Now yes.
Now you've raised the issue of negotiation that is binding on both parties. We have the Southeast governors, they are politicians, they are in government, so they should have access to the president. Can we, instead of just saying political solution, can we have the Southeast governors going to make this suggestion, and maybe we'll see if it could be a headway?
Because the issue is this. At some point, Kanu's lawyers made a presentation asking for a political solution.
Yes.
Because they understand that going through criminal channels and trying to get him off the hook, maybe a very long race to run. And so perhaps getting Kanu, first of all, because he must believe in the country. The country will want to split. You see, some of these things, people are just waking up and acting. There was Radio Biafra.
Still is.
At least Radio Biafra broadcast voice that was believed to be Kanu's voice, which urged people, kill them. What's happening in Obibo? What's happening here? And stuff. He was there.
Now, there is something they said here. They talked about a fugitive. I want to let's talk about who is a fugitive before we talk about this Obibo. Now, it is very, very simple. It is very, very simple if we want to actually define fugitive. Let us actually go to the dictionary and define fugitive. What is a fugitive? A person who has escaped from captivity or is in hiding is a fugitive. A person who has escaped from captivity or is in hiding is a fugitive. A person who is running away or hiding from police or dangerous situation. Thousands of fugitives are fleeing from the war-torn area. Now I want to educate these people who talked about fugitive. A fugitive is a person who is running away. You see the time of Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden was declared a fugitive. Did you see Osama bin Laden moving from London to South Japan, from Japan to Korea, from there to America, from America to Kenya? Have you ever seen a fugitive traveling up and down? Since you people know criminals more than the people who created you people as a nation, you people believe you are intelligent, but people came from the Western world and created you, destroy what God created, what God called you, and now put you together and call you a nation. And you answer. And ever since that time, 1914, more than 1 century ago, you've been championing the cause of this creator. And you've been praying to this creator. The same thing applies to these people who call themselves priests and pastors. Praying to the creators, but they don't know whom they are praying to. They don't know they are praying to the creator of Nigeria, not the creator of the indigenous people of the land. They are praying to those who amalgamated you. That is the reason why you pray from now to tomorrow. The only thing they will resort to is to start exploiting people in the name of miracle. Start following the news, analyzing it in the name of prophecies. That's what they do. Now these same people who came and created you and call you a nation, and you've been loving it, even though it has become a bloodbath nation. Now you still champion the cause of these same people who created you. But the same people, they are sophisticated in security, in security, in every aspect of security. This same man you call fugitive has been staying in UK, right? From UK, from Britain to Japan, from Japan to Jakarta, from Jakarta to this person place. He traveled more than 10 nations, but yet you call him a fugitive. Is he only a fugitive in the borders of Africa? Or is there a fugitive that is declared in some particular nation? He's only a fugitive when he is in this nation. So what made Mazen Nnamdi Kanu a fugitive? When he was, he was making a move. A fugitive is somebody who will disguise themselves. If they want to travel to another nation, they will disguise themselves as a woman. They can disguise themselves as anything. But Mazen Nnamdi Kanu traveled because he knows he's not a fugitive. And the whole world knows he's never a fugitive. But the only thing that called him a fugitive are these uneducated, unaware, uncivilized, informed, people, leaders you found in the zoological republic called Nigeria. Those are the only people who called him a fugitive. A fugitive, what made him a fugitive? You granted him bail, you send military to go and kill him. The same way you send military to go and get fella alive or dead. Those people who knows the history of military. Obasanjo said that this military went to Fela's house to do Operation Show the Flag. Ask them, what is Operation Show the Flag? It was the same military who threw Fela's mother out of the window in the sight to get Fela. That is how they send the military to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's house, killing 28 able-bodied men and women. When Mazen Nnamdi Kanu narrowly escaped from being gunned down, is he a fugitive that he went to international, where he went to? Probably he landed in Israel or wherever was the first place he landed. He declared and he wrote an affidavit of what is going on. Why did those people not send him back to Nigeria since they listened to the news of Nigeria? Because they know everything. He went to Britain. How did he get his passport to go to Britain when you are having his passport? Since he's a fugitive. If he's a fugitive, will Britain grant him a passport again? If he's a fugitive. So, this is exactly the reason why when we speak about these people, we speak with a lot of anger boiling in our heart, because these people are the people who will see black, they will call it white. They see white, they call it black. The people who call themselves leaders that cannot distinguish good from bad. Very, very sad. And you expect us to actually respect or pay attention to the activities of these people. Listen to this. Let me
in
address
detention after the court has given its order. And we had another issue raised by the federal government, that's Attorney General, stay of execution, and so much matters really going there. The move by these Eastern governors, do you think the federal government will heed to their call?
Whether the federal government heeds or not, the truth is that it is only a political solution that can take us out of this quagmire. Mm-hmm. Anything short of a political solution is going to create even more challenge to the Nigerian state than it was. And that's why I'm wondering why the federal government did not seize the opportunity of this window that was created by the judiciary to go into negotiation.
Negotiation with Nnamdi Kanu?
Absolutely. And I've continued to maintain this. Everywhere I have spoken, if you tried to pursue this conversation within the confines of the courts, you try to pursue this negotiation within...
I want you to listen to what this guy has to say. Even though he said a lot of things, but I want you to pay attention to something that he said here, which has been the challenges to the government of the day. Pay attention.
You know, the confines of the military might and all that, it would most definitely produce results that will be counterproductive to the unity of Nigeria. The best that would happen, it doesn't matter how heady, quote unquote, that you think Nnamdi Kanu is. The window of opportunity was created now. The federal government, led by strong members that are close to the president, the cabal of the president, should have sought for, you know, some kind of parley between the government and Nnamdi Kanu and his men. And you see, this could have been prosecuted by even the lawyer, Michael Zekome and co. To say, we understand that you are fighting for this reason. We understand. It's not even any better for us in the north. This that we see...
Oh, he's from northern Nigeria. That is, you know, you see how they speak. He's from northern Nigeria. Listen, pay attention.
In this country, this inequality that we see in this country is far-reaching. It's touching on every unit, on every tribe, on every sector, on every region in this country. Therefore, is there a way we can get out of this space as Nigeria? Giving you some, taking some. What do you propose? See, let me tell you, there is no time conversation. There's no time jaw. It's ever counterproductive. After every war, it's always a jaw. It is a jaw that allows for peace. Because if there is war, and there's no jaw, you may win the war. You may win the battle, but you may not be able to win the peace.
So my question to you now, in
yes,
your analytical mind, what has made the federal government still hold the stand and to still keep the person of Nnamdi Kanu still in detention?
Because they think Nnamdi Kanu is a time bomb. They think that head or tail, right now, this is not the best time. Head or tail, and Nnamdi Kanu, the release of Nnamdi Kanu was going to produce a certain fate for the Nigerian state. They don't also want to appear to be weaklings.
The federal government?
The federal government. They don't want to appear to be people who, you know, can just be bamboozled, if you permit my use of the word. So all of this, we understand. But there is nothing that stops you from starting this negotiation. It is very important. You see, when there is a fire incident, it is very important to note that the therapy for it, if it's not started within the time, the window that you must start that therapy, that patient may never recover well. There's such a thing, a quantity in medicine that is called first aid. That we should give, that intervention that is given to a very urgent matter, to prevent it from becoming fatal, to prevent it from becoming worse than it would have been if you had attended to it urgently. This is what I'm saying. What is the first aid that the federal government must give to this issue now? So Andy has been crying for a long time and saying that this Nnamdi Kanu's issue, if not treated well, has capacity to spiral, has capacity to metamorphose, has capacity to move into dimensions that may become too difficult for us to quell with a Georgia philosophy.
Okay, so now my question again is, how does the federal government really tackle this with the interventions right now we're having from the Eastern governors? Some people have said that it's better late than never as they've come right now. Politically speaking, how do you think the federal government should handle this quest? Because the Eastern governors have actually posed another insecurity issues that have really sprung up in the Southeast.
Get his lawyers in to the room. Get the leaders of the Southeast to the room and give them your word. If you were able to get Nnamdi Kanu to accept these terms, we guarantee you that in 24 hours, in 48 hours, it would be released. Wow. Anytime you get Nnamdi Kanu to accept these conditions,
wow,
I guarantee you as a president,
wow. So, you see now the reason why I say to hell with their political solution. Of course, they are dealing with Ohamadike. If they want their political solution, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu must become a free man first. Then we will talk about it, because the window period that was given to them for that political solution is, I believe, is now elapsed. It is now late, because we have started winning the international community. And if you listen further, you will hear where this guy say that if court releases Nnamdi Kanu, it means that we have gotten Biafra. And that is reality of it. It means that the international community will know, and they will actually start supporting what we are doing. That is exactly what this young man said. And that is the reason why he is, because he is those who still believe in one Nigeria, even though the terrorist is ravaging the north where he come from. The gold in Zamfara state is being transported, transported by bush, the airport in the bush to abroad, overseas. The gold that is being mined in Zamfara state is secretly being, flied away to abroad. This is the same person he still believes in Nigeria. That is the reason why he is actually very intelligent. If I may tell you, he is somebody who is very, very reasonable. Even though I might not be, my own, philosophy is not the same as his, but he is somebody who is very, very reasonable. And that is the reason why he is telling Nigeria, giving them expo, that has called to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, which is already happened. That Nigeria have lost. They have lost the case thoroughly, and there is nothing else they can do about it. So you expect us, after winning you in your own court, you call us to give us a condition. If we agree to it, you will release us. When we have won you in our own court, who is trying to fool who here? Who is fooling who here? Let me see how long we have gone into this program, so that we will expose the activities of those double agents whom you think they are agitating with you without you knowing that they are no longer with you. They are double agents. Now, let me leave this one here. We have been here for how long now? Let me leave this one, and let us immediately run into the business of the day, because we have a very, very important business that we need to talk about here. It is about those whom has been terrorizing, taking advantage of this movement, but okay, let's finalize this.
Guarantee you, as the Attorney General of this federation, that we are going to release him in 48 hours. Come into the room, Michael Zekome. Come into the room, Ohaneze. Come into the room. Have these frank conversations. Let it be clear. Let it be clear to everybody. And have them go have conversations with Nnamdi Kanu.
Now, I will bring this to an end. I want to introduce to you what this is all about. In this struggle, I want to tell you something, that if you look at this image right in front of your screen, what do you see in that image that is right in front of your screen? I want you, those who are very, very reasonable, to look at this image and tell me exactly what you are seeing in this image, because in this image, it is as a result of what is going on in our struggle today. I want you to look deep into this image and tell me exactly what did you see in this image. I posted it earlier, and there is somebody who is very, very intelligent, and that person actually commented. I might not be able to trace back the name of this person or where he commented, because I posted it in different platforms, and I know that that person, when you want to understand how wise Biafrans are, just throw out something. You will find people who are not clouded, who are not allowing their emotion cloud their judgment. They will understand, and they will tell you exactly what you are trying to find out. Now, in this image you see right in front of your screen here, of course, this image is, of course, he said Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is a time bomb. They know, of course. They know he's a time bomb. Thank you, Gina, AB Gina. I saw this comment now when I navigated into Judge Money. Now, this image is image that is made up of one person. He is present here, he is present there, he is present there, he is present here. When he turns his back here, he is facing the other party. When he turns his back to the other party, he is facing the opposition party. That is the illustration of this image. And this image, I want you to understand. Let me first of all, before we go into this exposition that we have this evening, morning, afternoon, depending on where you joined us from, I want to tell you exactly the meaning of a spy. Let me read it out for you. The meaning of a spy, before we go to where we have to do, to what we have to do. Now, in the intelligence world, a spy is strictly defined as someone used to steal secrets for an intelligence organization, also called an agent or asset. A spy is not a professional intelligence officer and does not usually receive formal training, though may be taught basic tradecraft. Instead, a spy either volunteers or is recruited to help steal information motivated by ideology, patriotism, money, or by a host of other reasons, from blackmail to love, from blackmail to love. From an intelligence perspective, their most important quality is having access to valuable information. For this reason, a government minister might make a great spy, but so might the janitor or a cafeteria work in a government ministry. So let me now, this is expire. I just read what expire mean. Now let me tell you what is the meaning of a double agent. Then you will compare both. A double agent is essentially someone who works for two sides. In the intelligence world, a true double agent is loyal to one side before being turned and transfer loyalty to the other side. Is loyal to one side before being turned and transfer loyalty to the other side. Judge Blake, for example, joined Britain MI6 in 1914, but when communist North Korea captured him in 1950, he decided he was fighting on the wrong side. After his release, he continued to work for MI6 as he passed secret to the KGB, including British and American plans for the Berlin Tunnel. True double agents are rare because their survival is rare. Outside the intelligence world, the term double agent is often used much more broadly to refer to someone who pretend to be for one side while secretly working for another, but whose loyalty still, remain unchanged. Now, did you see the, what I just said here, what I just gave you? They will be working for both sides, but their loyalty will remain unchanged. Now I want you to understand what it means by their loyalty remain unchanged. If you look around you today, if you look at what is going on today in our struggle, I want to actually see, so many people ask me before I go further, so many people ask me, why is it that I am always using this video? I want to remove myself from this place. You will see this photo behind me. So many people has been asking me, why is it always I am using, Sunday Igboho picture, and without them seeing the other one that is next to it, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. But let me show you the picture. This is how the picture is. The other side that is Sunday Igboho is on the side that is always hanging the video that I bring in from other channels. Now, I want to now address this same Sunday Igboho that I've been using his picture, because I am not using his picture because he is my leader. I have not been using his picture here because he is, he is my friend or my mentor, but I was using it because he is fighting for freedom for his people. That is the reason why I've been using that picture there, because I love him, I love what he is doing, and now it is time for me to actually use the opportunity to address his latest activities, because it has become very, very important that we address it. In case if he does not know what is going on, we will find out. Because after this, addressing these activities, their latest activities with the infiltrator, the double agent that is infiltrating IPOB, that is introduced by Dave Omahi and the one rotting in the British jail which is called Ekweremadu. Now, I want to know, I have seen this video making round on social media. I saw this video, I saw the poster thereof, where these people organize a joint broadcast, all the autopilot criminal syndicate working with the, Professor Banji Akintoye, and working also with Sunday Igboho. It surprised me. I went actually to make some consultation, make some phone calls, make some investigation, and I discovered that those who organized this latest development from the Oduduwa nation, number one, the one that is called Kai Kai Media, he is not a freedom fighter. And I am saying it with authority. He is here the same way Simon is here. They are those who are looking for relevance. And I am going to address them accordingly, as many as they were in this joint broadcast that was done by the criminal syndicate in the autopilot. I want Oduduwa people or Yoruba Nation people to understand that that guy called Kai Kai Media, he is not an agitator. He is not truthful to his cause. This person is somebody who is going to do anything and everything to gain relevance. And that is as a result of what we are suffering from today. Now, I want to give you example of the reason why you must know that Simon Ekpa and his group, they are indeed double agents. Now, number one is Simon Ekpa, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu created a security that is going to secure our land when Simon and those whom he was working with in the names of Nelly Ofebu, Bridget Okafo, Yibo, among others, Robert Charles, and other people that they have worked with in the past who promoted him to the position he found himself to today. He started actually meddling in the affairs of the structure that is laid down by Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and he started doing everything contrary to the activities and to the command of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And everything I am going to mention here today, I want you to go out there and do your findings, including those who are sympathizers of those that are claiming they are championing Yoruba Nation. I want you to. The reason why we are keeping quiet in that regard, because it is not our business. When it becomes our business, we will address them, we will expose them for what they truly are. And that is exactly what I have come this evening to do, without missing any of my words. But those who I will respect while addressing them, I am not going to disrespect them, but I am going to address them, and I am going to put them to the path to know if they are indeed still committed to the cause of freedom that they are claiming they are fighting for. But for now, let me continue this way. I want you to know those who will be able to tax Mr. Igboho into this broadcast or send this broadcast to him for him to understand. Let me judge him by according to his latest activities online, because the reason why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has been preaching and carrying everybody along, it is not because when we get freedom that we are going to be together with Oduduwa, but he is doing it because he knows that the indigenous people of Nigeria are suffering as a result of this amalgamation, that everybody deserves better in Nigeria. That is the reason why he decided, out of his goodwill, out of his kindness, out of his altruistic, lifestyle, he decided to carry everybody along to make sure that he speak and lend voice to people who are voiceless, and those who actually pick up and start fighting for their freedom. He give them their support, his support, and that is as a result of now having Oduduwa today, having good relationship with Biafra, but today they are making a very good move. The reason why you see this broadcast taking place, regardless of all the warnings, regardless of all the campaigning and exposition we have done on this guy called Simon Ekpa, I am going to actually tell you that they went, they still went there to actually take this man and called him the Biafra spokesperson, and they claim that they have aligned themselves with Biafrans. When they know these people, they are not part of Biafra struggle. These are criminals who have converted Biafra struggle into a business. They have made Biafra struggle by, as if it is a franchise to be bought. They take their own part of the franchise and they are actually exploiting people using that name Biafra, because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has influenced people to join this movement, having seen that people are enjoying it because it is the only movement that ever cared genuinely for people, that people decided to join and want to do everything and anything to see Nigeria break up, because it has never worked in their favor prior to the time they were born. Now, Dave Umahi, among other state actors, told and threatened IPOB that they are going to create a parallel group that will counter the agitation, which they did in the name of autopilot, and we've been lamenting and we've been exposing their activities. I want to ask you, Sunday Igboho, prior to the time when you were actually arrested and you were actually, inhumanly treated by the Nigeria DSS, how many of your people were actually interfering with the laid down rules that you actually laid for the benefit of your struggle? How many of them went contrary to the laid down rules and come out and start challenging it? How many of them did it? Of course, we might not be able to be aware, but we know that might be. But now, we have shown the world, including our Yoruba brothers, in this regard, that autopilot has been doing everything. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu ordered us. It is a command and control. Our struggle is rooted in command and control, nothing else, nothing less. If you cannot obey the command, that is exactly the motto and the slogan of this struggle, and that is the reason why this struggle has been standing all this while. Let me remind them again what this Dave Umahi, and when they actually threatened
the alarm on live television that new groups may emerge in the region to counter the secessionist agitations of the indigenous people of Biafra. The governor went on to describe the two separatist groups in the region, which are IPOB and MASOB, the movement for the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra. The governor said MASOB had never issued threats in the region. IPOB, on the other hand, has been issuing threats and says he fears that if IPOB does not call its people to order to stop the threats and killings, other groups will...
Now, other groups will rise up. I am happy they talked about IPOB, they talked about MASOB, so that you will not be saying it is MASOB. So where is this other group, and what is this other group? This other group is the same group you saw in the name of autopilot, who came in, created radio, created, duplicated everything that was done by Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And we alerted the whole world, including our Yoruba brothers and sisters. They actually are aware of it. Anybody who will say they are not aware of it, I will call that person a typical liar. And maybe I can actually, play and say that Mr. Sunday Igboho does not know the activities of this autopilot criminal syndicate because he is busy having, restricted where he is, having his bail condition in wherever, is it Togo or Benin Republic where he is. So I can say he does not know about these things. But what about those who are at home claiming they are working with him, claiming that they are still truthful to his cause? I want to now bring it to you that some of these people are actually there for the sake of the money and the fame they are actually making out of it. That is exactly what they are doing in the regard, and they are claiming that they are for the struggle. They are for Oduduwa. They will tell you Oduduwa now, without you knowing that they are there for business. Without you knowing that these people are there for business, not for the benefit of the struggle, not to agitate for the struggle. Of course, so many of them we are raising fund. You will ask yourself, what were they doing with those fundraising? Just like I said from the inception of this broadcast, that I am saying this not because the reason why I actually engage and start talking about Yoruba agitators, it is only because these people, they have actually come in to, play a game of mind with Biafrans and our people. If you can understand, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu started with the unification of Biafra across Biafra land, from the coastal region to the hinterland to the middle belt. He united all of us. The first thing that the autopilot did when they joined, because they were recruited from the coastal to the hinter to the middle belt, they were recruited everywhere. They started bringing a constructive ideas that will counter that, unification. That will counter that unification, and that is as a result of being a double agent. That is the reason why I define the work of double agent for you, so that you will understand them when you see one. They started bringing a constructive idea and approach, just like the one you see Nelly is always broadcasting with, who will always tell you who is now calling Biafra Biafraud. But they were the part of this autopilot. Now they acted as if they are no longer together, because the money that they were given to them, they cannot share it, because there is somebody who is looking for lion's share, and there is somebody who is looking for, leadership, when they say that autopilot does not have leader. So in this regard, I am asking those who actually believe in this autopilot, Koi Media or Kai Media, whom organize these things in order to gain relevance. Because what Koi Media is looking for is to see himself when he is broadcasting. He will be seeing 2,000 watching. He will be seeing 1,000 watching. That is what Koi Media is doing, to start collecting super chat, to start, he wants to be relevant. He is not, believe you me, Koi Media prove me wrong that the reason why you invited this Simon Ekpa to your media, it is only because when you see him come online, you see people, 3,000 is watching, and you have not asked yourself, who are those promoting that page that he is using to broadcast? These are the people who place him there. They pay YouTube to continue to promote that page. That is the reason why you will not understand you having bringing him to your platform. It will only make your platform, what is going to make it? Maybe your platform will be busy that same day you brought him, the next day, and it will disappear. You will no longer see it again. Except if you want to start championing the cause of autopilot fully. That is when you will be promoted by the same organization whom hired this double agent. Now you went ahead, you convinced Mr. Sunday Igboho to come and speak to a double agent so that you will now scuttle the image of Sunday Igboho. That is exactly what you did, Kaikai Media, so that you will be on the same program with Sunday Igboho, that one day you will start raising funds, because that is exactly what you want to attract. That is the only thing you want to attract. You people are not serious with this struggle. That is the reason why I believe that the 1 million march in Belgium, I believe that at that minute, so many of you, like you, Kaikai Media, you people did not actually turn up. Because you saw the money that Simon Ekpa is making being a double agent. You want to join suit because you've been trying to dupe people locally in the name of raising fund for the Sunday Igboho lawyer, for Sunday Igboho, what do you call it, legal aid. You have indulged in such things, direct and indirect. And after all that, the only thing you will do for that man, Sunday Igboho, is to destroy his image by bringing him together in one platform with a criminal called Simon Ekpa. Sunday Igboho is not aware of what is going on because he is still trying to find his way to actually either go back to Nigeria or go to the country that he will have freedom. Now, that is what I am assuming when that regard, and with Sunday Igboho being involved in this mess. That is where I will put it for now. But now, Kaikoi Media and Professor Banji Akintoye. Professor Banji Akintoye, you cannot tell us that you are not aware of all these things that has been happening in the media. You cannot say that you are not aware. And I know, and very well I know, that you are aware of everything. Only if you have been compromised. I don't want to actually lash out on you, because anybody who want to, change the narrative or actually deceive our people, we don't actually spare them when we are addressing them. But I am going to give you a benefit of doubt that you are mistaken. But in this regard, you people need to actually come up and make it known that Biafrans are not autopilot, because we've been playing and playing and playing the voice of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who is the leader of this movement, who made everybody relevant, including the criminal in Finland, who made everybody relevant. He said nobody should contact the men on ground. Simon and his fellow criminal syndicate contacted the men on ground, and they used money. They entered people camps, and they now turn these people, some of them into being criminal, that our land became under siege because they used the money that was given to them to actually go into camps, bribe people, and this is the same reason why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said nobody should contact men on ground because there is hunger in the land. He does not want anybody to use money and go and change the approach of these people. And that is exactly what Simon Ekpa did. Flouted all the order of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Not only that he flouted them, he created parallel radio, he created parallel, name, IPOB is there, he created autopilot. When Asare Dokubo attacked IPOB, Simon Ekpa seconded him, supported him. What are you going to say in that regard? Of course, you will not be able to say anything, yet you come out and you started working with this very man in the name that you are working for Biafra. What exactly is the message you are trying to push to the world? What exactly is the message you are trying to the narratives that you are actually trying to sell to the world? I want to know, Professor Akintoye, because your idea, this move that you made, it does not make sense. It does not make sense to me, especially intelligent people like me who knows what triggers this move. But because I am not here to lash at you people, it is just that I am here to, address you people because I know what is going on. Of course, so many of you who are Biafrans, you will know exactly what I said a few months ago, that Tinubu, Simon Ekpa is doing everything he is doing in order to attract the likes of Tinubu. That is the reason why he started championing no election in Biafra land. I told you that. And when they wrote that article that Tinubu met them in London and gave them $25 million, I told you to disregard it because the information, I have it and I'm following them. And I told you that there are talks. There are talks going on. Trying to see if he will attract the money from Tinubu, just like he tried to do in 2021 during Anambra State election from the same APC-led candidate. Now, in case if those people who went ahead to actually be in the same platform with these criminals in the autopilot, I want to give them the voice of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. It is an instruction, direct order that he gave out there. That is exactly, listen attentively.
But there is one thing I want all of us to understand this very evening. We are facing a very...
Not this one. While this one is playing, let me bring another one, the one I am looking for. It is not this one.
Formidable array of enemies, both external and within. And we are going to overcome each and every one of these obstacles. That I can assure you. That they may know that the God we worship is an invisible God, not a God that was wrought by the hands of men. For we do not worship idol, and we can never ever worship idol. Is impossible. This very family, this IPOB, belongs to the Most High. And that is how it's going to be until Biafra comes and beyond to eternity. This evening, I want to place it on record that our enemies are intensifying their attack against us.
Confirm.
From every corner. I am not saying this as lamentation or complaint. I am only trying to prepare our people for what is to come. You are being prepared for what is to come. The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. Our march is very, very near. The enemies are trembling, they are quaking, they are doing all they can to try to stop us. But they have failed very woefully, and they will continue to fail.
Of course.
But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere all over the world. And very soon, they will buy over some of you. Some of you, they will buy some of you over. The spirit of Oba Biasika and Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they will buy you over.
The spirit of Afonja is also in some of them.
I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we're doing. You can't. Not in you cannot. Not in 1 trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact. That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed Chukwuokike Abiama, the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Ehiri in Aguleri, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Ora Eri, the same God of Owe Eri, the same God of Arochukwu. Not to be known by the true God, one true God. You will know that indeed, not only is he omnipotent, that same God is the owner of this very agitation. No human being can stop it.
Of course.
We have enemies, and we need to be very, very careful.
Correct.
Both within and without. Very, very careful. The next 2 weeks will be very pivotal. Next 2 weeks will be very, very important in the life, or should I say, in this very mission that we have embarked upon. The devil will do everything. And you are going to watch spectacularly how we are going to destroy and shame the enemy. That at the end, every glory and adoration will belong to God and not to man. Now let us go and tell you what is happening that some of you do not understand. I want those of you who are hardcore, those who we are chosen before you were born.
We are here.
There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb they were born to do this very work. You must be very, very strong. Because Biafra will open the eyes of black people all over the world. Correct. Because Biafra will mean that blacks from America, blacks from the Caribbean, from Southern America, they will all flood into Africa.
It is happening already, sir.
It will be like the time that Yeshua was born. Biafra is like a light, a beacon. They will follow it. They will say, let us go and see what is happening there. That is what these neo-colonialists do not want.
That's
they don't
why
want Biafra to come.
Double agent. The neo-colonialists, they do not want it. That's why they created double agent. Now I want to educate, I want to now inform these people who will claim that they went to this program because they do not know that these people are criminal. Let me give you Mazen Nnamdi Kanu direct instruction. And I would not, in this regard, Mr. Sunday Igboho, if you give instruction and somebody flouted that instruction, I believe those hardcore who believe in you will see that person as an enemy. And that is exactly, you yourself are going to see that person as an enemy to the cause which you are fighting to achieve. Now, listen attentively so that you will continue to judge this, things that happened few days ago. These moves that you people made few days ago. After listening to this, and I will tell you guys the implications of what you just did. Now, let's go there.
Anybody not following anything that DOS says goes. Anybody not following the dossier from DOS, you will be removed, you will be unsanctioned appropriately.
You know, before we remove you without knowing where you are. This time around, we will catch you before we remove you. Anything DOS says is what goes. Nzurumike is heading our reconciliation committee. If he calls you on the phone, you must listen to him and do as he says. He is our deputy head of Directorate of State, led by Mazi Chike, Doziem. Okay. They are the highest decision-making body in IPOB.
They are what? The highest decision-making in IPOB. So I want to ask Kai Media, who is up there for just, the fame, the money, and every other thing. He is Simon Eba mentioned here as the highest decision-making in IPOB. Is he mentioned here? This is the reason why I am not going to actually, put Mr. Sunday Igboho in the same category where I am putting this Kai Media and Professor, Professor Akintoye, is because when Sunday Igboho was released, this guy called Simon Eba because, he contacted Sunday Igboho playing victim to Sunday Igboho. That is exactly what he does. That is the reason why I am not placing Sunday Igboho in the middle of this their shenanigan. He is excluded in my address this evening. But I expect him to do the right thing by correcting this mistake that he has made, because it is very, very easy to destroy, but difficult to put them together again. Because as a result of what you did, everything that we are trying to do to make sure that the criminals are not being recruited by autopilot, our people are dying on a daily basis. That is the reason why we don't spare anybody, be you who want to come in and want to actually direct the narrative or actually set us back. It is our land that is under siege, not Yoruba land. So if you want to use your influence to actually come and make our land to be more under siege, we say no to that. But that is the reason why I want to tell you the reason why they got Sunday Igboho in between this their shenanigan. The day Sunday Igboho was released, Simon Eba put call through to Sunday Igboho, congratulating him. After that, he was talking to Sunday Igboho, telling him that the people that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was working with, they have sold out. That these people, they sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He did everything to convince Sunday Igboho that the people that are supposed to be working with Nnamdi Kanu, they have sold out. He is playing victim. He also went ahead to say that they are criminal. He said that even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave a direct order to make him broadcast on Radio Biafra, that they refused because they are criminal. You might not blame Sunday Igboho, but I blame him partially for listening from the one side of the story without trying to find out exactly what was going on. And he engaged himself in the things in the middle of something that he does not know about. That is as a result of that, he found himself amongst these criminals who call themselves autopilot, and some of the Yoruba agitators who are double agents working for the politicians, constructively, because it is not only IPOB that was infiltrated, even Yoruba agitation was infiltrated. So many of them who will be truthful to their cause will actually tell you that what I am saying is nothing but the truth. That is exactly what it is. I want you to know that these people who organized Sunday Igboho to be in the middle of this nonsense, their own plan is to get those Biafrans who are leaving Simon Eba to actually believe that they have made a mistake by leaving Simon Eba. because Simon have explored every avenue to actually convince you that he knows what he is doing by telling you that he has 2 days to go, 100 and this day to go to get you Biafra. I want to ask Mr. Sunday Igboho, I want to ask Professor Banji Akintoye, how do you get freedom without actually engagement with other nations? How do you get freedom without alliances? How do you get freedom without actually consultations? How do you get freedom without all this making a move? Will you sit in one room in Europe without making a move and get freedom? Of course, you are a professor. You will understand this thing that we are talking about, because if you bring yourself in a crossfire, I believe that you are actually destroying your image of being a professor in the first place. Somebody is sitting where they are in their comfort zone, making people to donate money. Have you ever asked yourself, where are those money that Simon Ekpa is extorting from our people going? Have you ever asked yourself, where are those money going? Every day you will hear there is criminal being caught. Do you know how many criminals Simon Ekpa has groomed? Do you know how many people Simon Ekpa has killed, direct and indirect, in Biafra land, for the sake of trying to create a parallel of everything Mazen Nnamdi Kanu put in place? Are you aware of that? That is the reason why we cannot spare anybody, including my parents, including my siblings, that will come and try to mislead our people into going into being a victim of criminality or being killed. There is sit at home, which was initiated initially by the DOS and was called off by Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Simon Ekpa took advantage of that and lied to our people that the same DOS Mazen Nnamdi Kanu gave a mantle to pilot the affairs of this struggle. They have sold out. That is the reason why they have cancelled the sit at home, because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu know that this sit at home, they will use it for criminality. Ever since that time this sit at home was cancelled, what happens today? They use it for criminality, because they saw it is the only means of their, in going into criminality in Biafra land, and they explore that move and they are carrying it out. Stopping people from, going out there to do their businesses, even pure water sellers, people who do menial jobs to supplement their lives, people who are actually doing all sorts of small businesses to micro businesses or even atomic businesses to actually sustain their livelihood. They are actually being deprived of having access to go for their businesses. It is not because they are listening to Simon Ekpa, because Simon Ekpa sent some criminals on the ground to actually instill fear in these people, and since that time they are being scared. They are scared of coming out there to go out for their businesses, and they are dying of poverty. What has Simon Ekpa done to curb this poverty that they are, these people are suffering from today? And yet, you people have the temerity to come and promote this guy, so that the criminality in Biafra land will continue to escalate. When those people who are vulnerable, that when they see them with Sunday Igboho, they will say, no, this man is working for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, is working according to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's structure. That is exactly what you people just did. It is exactly what you people just did. And in that regard, I am calling on you people who are actually, any of you who is part of this, meeting. I am calling on you people to respect yourselves. Kindly come and fix these damages that you people just did. Because I know the implications of these things that you people are doing. Nigeria is working tirelessly to see if they will bring a problem between Yoruba agitators and Biafra agitators. That is what Nigeria is doing. Nigeria has tried their best to see if they will bring problem between coastal Biafra and the hinterland of Biafra since 2021, and we've been standing tall to counter every move that they have made that they could not succeed. Now, you people are bringing a new dimension towards the activities of these people, and it is not going to, augur well. I am having a call. I am going to take this call because I believe she will have some more things to add on. The caller on the line, your name and where you are calling from.
Sorry, I have to do it now. My name is John. From here. My name is Mugaheda.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to everyone. I've been listening to your program. I think I started like 15 or 20 minutes when you started. And what I appreciate you for, stepping in. You always do brilliant and masterful job you're doing. I just want to say one or two things. I want us to, this is me, when people start comparing something or placing him on the same pedestal with Mazi, I really take serious offense to that. But people do it knowingly or unknowingly, or it's a mistake. I want us to, approach this particular thing. Not Igboho and Mazi or Hamadike is like comparing orange and apple. Yes, all of them may be fruits. They're not the same thing. Even comparing orange and lemon are not the same thing. Even though they may come from the family, two truths might be of family, biologically traded, genetic makeup or profile. What is one that, what I said, I've been trying to make yesterday.
I think you are breaking up. Your line is breaking up. I don't know why. Your line is. No.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Try again.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead.
I'm saying the comparisons some people are trying to make between our Hamadike and Igboho from every level is just like comparing orange and apple. There may be, all of them may be trees with a different
It is breaking up again. It is breaking. Will you? I think move away from where you are. I don't know what you are breaking up.
I don't know.
I think you should drop and call back in. Yeah, drop and come in again. Or maybe is it from my side?
Is it better?
Not better. I think you should go out and come in again. So, just like we are saying, let me actually hear what they have to say while we are waiting for the caller to come in again.
Nation states, one for the Yoruba people and the other for Biafra. Moreover, as the records abundantly and clearly show, the paths of our two struggles have been different. Inevitably,
the path of our two struggles has been different, right? The path of our two struggle has been different. That is what Banji Professor Akintoye said that the path has been different. Now, since the path has been different, is it the path that Simon is going with now is the path that is similar to what you guys are doing? That you guys neglected Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who is the leader of this movement, because what you guys did, you undermined him. You took advantage of his incarceration and actually trying to sell a narrative that is contrary to his own narratives. The caller is in again. Let's try again. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to be quick. Now, what I was saying is that people should stop comparing Mazi and this guy on Sunday. Sunday and they belong together. They're on the same level. Because number one, Mazi is the leader of our movement. He initiated it.
Yes.
Osibanjo or Debanjo, whatever his name is, I'm not trying to, pronounce his name. I don't know his name.
Akintoye. Aya Debanjo, is it Professor Akintoye?
Yeah, whatever it is. He is the one that said that Sunday Igboho is a member of their movement. So people must listen to that. Pay attention to when people make statements. What is telling you that they control what Sunday Igboho does or says? So Sunday Igboho is not a free man. Whether he's aware of what is happening outside or not, he has a limited power, authority to say or do anything. If you must qualify him at all, he was just a security arm of their movement, the leader or the head of the security arm. I don't know whether he's even a leader or spokesperson. So Ekperima is claiming to be the spokesperson of Biafra. I don't have a problem with that because Biafra is a vast name. Biafra is ambiguous. My problem is, why is he being allowed to be mentioning IPOB without adding autopilot? If he says IPOB autopilot, I will not say anything to him. Why is he still using Mazi's image and Mazi's name? Mazi did not start autopilot. Mazi's organization or group is not Biafra. It's indigenous people of Biafra. That's the full name. That is registered name. That's the only reason why I'm coming in. So Kai or Koi Media, they can do whatever they want to do with Ekperima because rest of the same feathers flock together and make together.
Of course.
But they should remove the names of Mazi from their mouth and remove his image. That's the only way I'm stepping him because what do you expect Ekperima to do? Then we cannot, because when some of us are talking like, oh, we are now beginning to make them be important, put them on the same pedestal with Mazi. They can never be on the same pedestal with Mazi. It's not even a comparison you can even start to articulate. It makes no sense. My argument is that I don't want him to be using Mazi's image. Anything we can do to stop it, that's where my own argument hinges. Ekperima is a different person. He's not a member of IPOB. He has never been a member of IPOB. And when it comes to Igboho, I listen to you. Yeah, maybe he knows, maybe he doesn't know. I don't know. But that is why you have a spokesperson. Kai Media is his spokesperson. Let me tell you this. There's an adage that says, when a man's wife gives birth and the man comes to act like he's surprised, are you kidding me? He had a 9-month notice. The wife was 9 months, at least 9 months pregnant.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying that whether he is outside or inside, that's why he has what people that should be listening and telling him this thing they did yesterday, this photo op they did yesterday was not something that happened immediately. It wasn't like that he was on a conference or somebody came and asked him a question. They talked about it, they communicated with him. So if they didn't make inquiries, that does not negate that he made a serious mistake yesterday. Ignorance of a law does not negate somebody from when you commit that offense.
Yes.
That's the argument I'm trying to bring it and I'll let you finish your program because it makes no sense. One of the reasons where it looks like parents make mistakes with their children, when a child is making a mistake, stop, saying, oh, their children, no. If a child does something wrong, talk to that child, what you have done is wrong. Stop saying, oh, their children, no. That's how they begin to build the behavior. Sunday Igboho and his group has made a
Exactly.
There is no excuse whatsoever. That's why you have people that should advise you, even if he comes back tomorrow to apologize. I personally will not take that apology seriously. Because when you induce somebody to apologize for you, it's not coming from their mouth. He made a mistake. It doesn't matter how you slice it. And he's not even the leader. The leader or one of the leaders, Debanjo or whatever, he's just a member of their group. He's not a leader. So let's, continue to let people know that Berima is not a member. We are not attacking him because they had a meeting. We are not attacking him because they had a photo stop. He wants to continue to, that's my own perspective. If you want to continue to, those people following him, that's their prerogative, that's their problem. My own hard one, my own pain is that so for some reason, he's allowed to be using the name and the photo of Maz to be running his foolishness and president. That is the only reason I'm putting my mouth in this thing. Other than that, I don't care. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And you make a lot of sense there. I want you now, that our sister have said her mind. I want you to remember that the reason why all these things started going around, coming to happen. Remember that Simon Eba, first of all, got a pastor, a so-called prophet, a criminal, to come and say, Simon this, Simon that. All these things are trying to explore every possible means to actually tell you that he is the one. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never tried to prove himself to anybody, including going to actually align or work with criminal prophets who cannot see the criminalities happening in Biafra land. Today, that same criminal prophet, he has given another prophecy because of the latest news going on in Biafra land, in Nigeria. He has given another prophecy through the news that is going on in Nigeria, because these are the people who will follow the news. After following the news, like I told you, the way these people are behaving, you see, if you are a forex trader, you know fundamental analysis of the market. Fundamental analysis, you know technical analysis of the market, which is reading the candlesticks. Actually the entry level, you know where you are stopping loss, you know where you are going to, apply risk management, you know all these things. That is how you will analyze and know when to get in. This is what these prophets, so-called prophets, are doing with the news. Once the news come by, they will use that news and give you a prophecy. Because so many of you because he's a prophet, you want him to be right, and you will not think about the news that is actually looming, that is making round, that to the extent you will forget yourself and believe he said it. But I want to assure you that anybody, regardless of whom you are, as long as you bring this criminal in the name of autopilot in any platform, and you people are using IPOB name, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's name, and claiming that you are a spokesperson of Biafra, we are going to actually deal with you mercilessly. We don't look at your face. As long as you promote the ordeal of Biafrans, we will not actually spare you. First of all, before we actually go back to what our sister said, I want to remind you where he started recently. Remember, we've been telling Simon, what is it that you have that will give you Biafra 2023? So what he has that will give him Biafra 2023 is organizing Koi Media or Kai Media, who is looking for relevance and where he will reap from where he did not sow, to get Sunday Igboho and Banja Akintoye in order to, make them more relevant to make Biafra believe that they have anything. So I want to ask those who want to believe in this man, because of this shenanigan they played, is this what is going to give you Biafra 2023? Biafra, no negotiate, no alliances, no consultation, no meetings, no nothing. Ever since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, you've been sitting in your 2x2 room. In fact, you can call it one room because there is no door separating to another room. It is one room. It is a bachelor flat, bachelor apartment. You are sitting there all this while. You will now tell us that you are giving us Biafra. Why are people not reasonable? I am so disappointed that if this man called Professor Banji Akintoye is some man who is indeed, who understands his level of intellect, his level of education, and he will believe in this common criminal who is trying to attract money and fame and fortune. And he will stack in it until he is gone. Double agent. They don't last. You saw and you heard this guy, what he always present to the table as a professor, you fall for it. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will say those people that call themselves professor, if they could come out and he will have some interview with them and see if they will stand. I am, now it actually ringing something in my head. A whole professor, Professor Banji Akintoye, sir, if you are indeed still fighting for Oduduwa Nation, and you see the activities of this infiltrator, double agent, and you buy it, I doubt that you are still in line. I doubt that you are still in line. Maybe you are trying to, you people are working for Tinubu, trying to see if you will actually push the idiot. Of course, he does not have anybody listening to him. If he call for sit at home today, no one will listen to him. If there will be a boycott of election in Biafra land, Simon is not in that position to do it. So I don't know what exactly is triggering you people to come out here to actually give him relevant and actually try to, deceive our people the more. We don't look for people's trouble until they look for ours. We don't forget, we don't forgive. We don't fear face. We don't favor anybody. Be you who want to bring criminality into our freedom, we decimate you. We will decimate you. So, Dr. Professor Banji Akintoye, if you do not come out to denounce what happened yesterday or 2 days ago, I will assume that you are a double agent as well, with all due respect. And that will bring me to second exposition that concerns you. And I'm calling on Mr. Igboho to correct these mistakes, because our people pay with their blood, with the activities of Simon Ekpa. To correct these mistakes will be between now and Friday. If he does not correct this mistake, it will bring me to the activity, to the second exposition, which will include him, and I will not spare anybody. First of all, I will start by removing this picture behind me, behind this video. That's where I will start from. if he does not come and actually correct these mistakes, I will tell him his activities, and make it more, harsh. We don't look for people's trouble. Nobody should look for our trouble. You see, this freedom, we must get it. We are not here for child play. We are not here for joke. We are here to fight for our freedom, to fight for what is rightfully ours. And we are not backing down. Anybody, it does not matter who or what, that will come to stand in between our freedom. We will fight you. We will fight you. When the spirit of freedom possesses you, you don't see anybody. You fear no man. You stand for the truth. And that is exactly what I am doing, and I will continue to do it. In case if you think writing junk on the comment section will make me change my mind, it will never. Go and bring your best. All of you saboteurs, go and bring your best. Because you cannot stop Judge Money. Now, let me remind them. He said that our agitation and their agitation is not actually going the same direction. So, is it the infiltrators' agitation now that is going the same direction with your agitation? The last time I checked, the agitation in Oduduwa land, nobody is actually kidnapping and killing people, their own people in Oduduwa land. Nobody is doing so, right? But Simon is doing that in our land. So it is now, does it mean that it is happening and you people are not reporting it? Because that's what it looks like. Let's hear from them more.
Inevitably, our two struggles will continue to operate along different but parallel lines. Yet, with humility before God, we recognize and acknowledge that our
look at the criminal, the way he is actually acting. I got it now. I have deceived all these people. We have done it again. Biafra, because all these things is because Biafra are leaving him. The money is no longer coming. He wants to renew the avenue that generates money for him. That is exactly what he does here. You see the way he is acting like a, holy wedge. This is the surprise he said he will surprise you people. This is the first move that he want to make to get you Biafra. The first move he want to make to get you Biafra. Wow. Of course, his days are numbered. Double agents, they don't last. His days are numbered.
Two struggles have the same purpose, which is the liberation of our two peoples and their separate nations from enslavement in Nigeria, to liberate them from Nigeria's poverty-generating directions, and to liberate them from endless suffering, oppression, and marginalization. We will henceforth, we the two nations, seeking self-determination, will henceforth work together as two brotherly nations, seeking freedom, progress, and prosperity. We are confident that by doing this, we shall make each of our struggles stronger, and we shall facilitate faster attainment of our goals. That is the major statement of today. But there are two issues that we must now touch upon before we end this statement. The first is that we, the leaders of the Biafran and Yoruba self-determination struggles, hereby jointly and firmly.
Did you hear that? Did you hear these people? He said, we the leaders of Biafra and Yoruba. So Simon is now the leader of Biafra. Mr. Kintoye, is Simon now the leader of Biafra? Since when? If Facebook kick you out, bring yourself back up. I see they continue to kick people out. Is Simon the leader? So you don't know the leader of this movement. You are saying we. You is we. We is who and who is the leader of this movement. You is who and who. That is something, this boy called Mike Ola. Let me time you out. Oh, you've been the only one commenting here. Mike Ola. You've been the only one commenting here for the criminals. So, Simon Ekpa now is your leader. With all due respect, Simon Ekpa is your leader. He's not Biafran leader. He is a criminal. A criminal cannot be a Biafran leader. We are not rooted in criminality. We are rooted in, high standard of morality. We are not here to actually lie to people, to give people false hope. That's not what we're here for. We are not here to collect people's money. There is Western agenda here. A serious Western agenda here. Every day they make a move, it actually confirmed to me that there is a serious Western agenda in their, activities. And that is exactly what is going on. We will continue to dig deep until we find out where that agenda is coming from. Who is actually pushing that agenda? Is it coming direct or is it coming indirectly? Because people are spy, people are double agent, and they will be promoted one way or the other without you knowing that. Some of them, they might not even know they are double agents. Some of them. Now, continue.
Demand the release of our brother Nnamdi Kanu from Nigeria's custody. Nigeria's courts have.
Your brother Nnamdi Kanu is in Nigeria custody, but you are here calling a double agent, calling him the leader. So where is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in this your video? Or where are those people he asked everybody to listen to, that they have the highest command, the highest decision? Where are they in this video? But you are referring to that you and the leadership. Which leadership? Have people who actually placed Simon in Biafra agitation to continue to actually redirect and confuse the narrative? Are you now working for them?
Ordered the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from the unlawful captivity and detention by the Nigerian authorities. The courts have also ordered that they should return him to the place where they picked him up from. The court also ordered that he should be paid 500 million naira for his ordeals, for his unlawful ordeals. We therefore demand that Nigeria should now obey its own courts in this matter. The second point is about the Ibadan court case before the Nigerian High Court, in which Chief Sunday Adeyemo, aka Sunday Igboho, sued the and the barbarous destruction of his properties in Ibadan on June 1, according to the record ruling that self-determination have been engaging in stand family with Chief Sunday Adeyemo and will stand by him until he gets signed by the following: Professor Banji Akintoye, from the Yoruba.
And I'm very appreciate all of you, and thank God the support, for your support all the time. And I'm very happy today that we are together now. Yoruba Nation and the Biafra Nation, we are together.
You are very happy that you are together now. This your statement is actually dodgy. This statement of Sunday Igboho it sounds very, very dodgy. You are very happy that you are together now. So all this while, you and Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has been friends. You didn't feel that you guys were together. Only now when double agent hosted you or you hosted him, you now realize that you and Biafra are together now. You know, this your statement sound very dodgy, but let me continue to refrain myself from exploding until Friday this week. Let me continue to refrain myself from exploding or lashing out at you until this coming Friday. If things are not put in order.
Because we need to join our hands together, fight our rights in Nigeria. Because we don't need to listen to some people that they don't understand our rights, then our other stand. Because if we are good now, if don't support and join our hands together, fight for our right today, so all the years to this time, we've been enslaved in the given government. I want you to know that. So the Fulani government. So I want you to know that. So we need to support and join our hands together to fight for our rights. So we don't need to listen to some people that they are following politicians because of 10,000 they are give to them. So I beg you, my father, some other brother, to understand ourselves. We need to fight by this time. Then we don't need to waste time to ask for our rights. Enough is enough. We don't want 2023 election again. So anything you want to do, we need to do it now. There's no time. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Hold on. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a great day in the lives Nigeria has engaged in divide and rule. But today, that has come to an end. We have to join hands. We have to join forces to disengage from the slavery camp or the Fulani oligarchy. An independent
Records for us. Yeah.
Okay, unfortunately, where this imposter, will I say no, where this double agent Eberima in Finland spoke is not in this particular video where I downloaded, because his intro was, I know there are people who are, trying to discourage you people. You should disregard them. They are the criminals who sold Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. This is exactly what he used as an intro. As an intro in this program. What does that show you? That is part of the reason why I understood that he has been playing victim on the side of Sunday Igboho. I am not lashing out on him because let me as take it that this criminal has been playing victim, because he is very good at manipulating people while playing victim. That is the reason why we are going to see whether Sunday Igboho is going to actually come and correct his mistake. If you are watching on Twitter, I want you to retweet this video tagging Sunday Igboho, retweet this video tagging Sunday Igboho, tagging Professor Banji Akintoye, tagging them to make sure that this message gets to them. After this, I am going to cut the part where I talk about them. I am going to repost it so that you will have that part. Those who will download it and send it to them, they should do so. Because if they don't do the needful, no need of saying anything else. But let me remind them again one thing they should understand and never forget.
It is difficult. Anybody not following anything that DOS says goes. Anybody not following orders from Chike, Dosiem, from DOS, you will be removed from IPOB and sanctioned appropriately. You know, before we remove you without knowing where you are, this time around we will catch you before we remove you. Anything DOS says is what goes. Uzurumike is heading our reconciliation committee. If he calls you on the phone, you must listen to him and do as he says. He is our deputy head of Directorate of State, led by Mazi Chike, Dosiem. They are the highest decision-making body in IPOB. If that thing is difficult, then now they say it to me. Do you understand? Anything, if they call you on the phone, you don't return their call, or you're doing strong head, I will then believe that the zoo has brought you over and you'll be dealt with. Edo State, be warned. No dabbling in volunteer affairs or ESN affairs in Edo State. ESN is in Edo State.
No dabbling in volunteer affairs. No dabbling. Anything the DOS say goes. For those who are ignorant or who will claim they are just ignorant, you hear it. You hear it clearly. For those of you, before I started doing what I am doing today, I made a consultation through a delegate I sent to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So for you to understand the reason why I actually use everything at my disposal to fight the criminals that come to destroy what we are doing, I sent a delegate to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to actually find out what is going on. I am not part of anybody who fight a blind battle. That is the reason why I am fighting this battle confidently, knowing the direction where I am going. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is alive. His lawyers are alive. You can actually make inquiries of what I am telling you. So I did not start this because I just woke up and started it. I never knew Barrister Ejiofor. It was through that delegate that I actually started communicating with Barrister Ejiofor. I never knew him. If he is actually listening, he knows I never knew him. I am not saying it to please anybody, but I am saying it for the sake of the truth that it is. It is through that delegation that he gets to know who actually made this move. That's why he came to my platform last year. Are you paying attention? So, when I am doing this fight that I am fighting today, I am not doing it because I believe I can actually, I will be able to speak. I have data. I have time. I am doing it for the sake of justice. I am doing it for the sake of freedom. I am doing it because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu prepared our minds like mine, to get ready to persevere and overcome all these comment section rats that will try to actually kill your morale or discourage you. It is not. You cannot discourage a man who knows the truth. You cannot discourage a man who is well informed. You can't. You can only discourage those who are, our Biafrans in Nigeria or those abroad that does not know their left from their right. You can only discourage them, not a person like me who knows my story. I don't fight a lost battle. I don't. That is one thing different from me and those criminals. Those supporting the criminals, rather. I don't fight a lost battle. I don't fight unjustly. Every fight I engage is a just fight. And I never lost out because I don't engage in unjust fight. I don't promote injustices. I don't watch people trying to reap from where they did not sow. Just like me, because this is exactly what we are suffering in the hands of Britain. They are reaping from where they did not sow. That's exactly what it is. Now I want to show you that same prophet. Because that same prophet, I am gathering on him. Next one we're going to show you all his fake prophecies that he has been given. All of them, they want to use Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to shine. That same prophet, so self-acclaimed prophet, whom actually brought himself to tell you Simon Ekpa this, Simon Ekpa that. Let me reflect on him. I want you to see his letters.
As a place of jungle where they now gather the money, and took the money away and went give to other countries. Some kept their own inside Germany, some kept their own in America.
They're analyzing the news. Some call it prophecy.
Some part of Europe, some kept their own in some part of North Africa, and some kept their own in South Africa and different countries of the world. And all these countries of the world where they have kept all this money. And I see in the realm of the spirit where the banks have already frozen the money and taking their money away, and it's untraceable because of what is happening on the face of the earth. Because I'm seeing people's money.
He is seeing people's money. Never account number. Did you see his account number? He is seeing people's money. Never account number. Look at his account number. This man is seeing people's money. It is because this money that US say that they will stop collecting money that is, they dated before 2021. That is the reason why this criminal prophet starts seeing people's money being frozen. And the redesigning of Naira, which will actually, their initiative claim that it is to make people who pack Naira to be useless to them at some point. That is the reason how this criminal who is deceiving our people in the name of prophets is seeing people's money being frozen. I told you how they analyze the news. These are news analysts. They predict when the news is given. They predict, they count the number of this news. How it came and how they will present their own to shift away from the news without you knowing that it is the same news they are giving to you, calling it a prophecy. He saw. He saw nothing. Just like he told you 10 months ago that he see governors running away or leaders running away from their place because now he saw what was going on. 10 months ago, tension was high. People were actually angry that the government were the ones who sold, the governors were the ones who sold Ohamadike. Tension were high. He used it as a prophecy, just quickly. Now, for that prophecy to continue, he has to agree to promote Simon Ekpa, so that Simon will continue to breed criminals that might even start looking for a way to kill sitting governors or Fanyoba and Ndotia or others, so that his prophecy will come to pass. That is exactly what these people are doing. But we are no fools. We are no fools. His account number is there. He's prophesying, all for the sake for you to put something. When I have actually advertised his account number,
told the people, politicians in Nigeria being discovered all over the world, outside the countries of the world. And when they discover this money are being frozen right there in the overseas. So it's not better for you to bring it back to the country for your people to enjoy it and also have it for the better.
Okay.
Than to now leave it outside there and the enemies will now take it away from you and make mockery of you. May you not be among the people that will make mockery of. Another issue I am saying in the realm of the spirit is what is called an arrest. An arrest. People in power should pray because there's what's called eye on them, because they want to arrest people in power, people in authority. I don't know why they want to arrest them. I don't know. Who will arrest the person in authority, in government? Who will arrest him or her? Who want to arrest the person in power or person in authority? A high profile individual in authority. Who wants to arrest them? I don't know.
Are you paying attention?
What is written for major prophet of God to look at the spiritual world and to interpret in the realm of the physical.
He is seeing an arrest for people in power. He is seeing an arrest for people in power. Of course, there are many criminals in power today. There are too many. There are too many. So, if you are seeing an arrest for people in power, it is something that is inevitable in Nigeria as it is. Something that is inevitable in Nigeria as it is. This is something now EFCC, they reported. I will find out whom they have reported they are investigating. EFCC reported recently that they are investigating somebody. And that is exactly that report. Is this what this guy is seeing? And I want, if I knew he talked about the arrest, because I just heard about this frozen of money. That's what actually triggered me to pick it up. Frozen of money. Because US want to also regulate their dollar. That if it is printed before 2021 or that they, I don't know, the authenticity of that news, but that is where this guy capitalized on and saying people's money will be frozen. What other people's money to be frozen other than that? What other frozen is more than this? If US say that their dollar that is printed before 2021 can no longer be used, all those criminals in the power that are actually have changed the Naira, remember Naira, if the Naira is redesigned, before then they will start changing it to dollar. When they change it to dollar, remember now they will stash it. Now, maybe America will be looking for dollar papers even from their side. So in order to call back their dollar paper, they have to place this, place this initiative, because inflation is racketeering every country of the world. So you stashing their dollar currency, I believe it has a, effect on their, money inflation. So in this regard, if they are doing it, what other freezing of people's money that is touched all over the place. What actually is bigger than that? Nothing. Psychology, news analysts, when they analyze the news, they give you prophecy. I'm going to leave it here. Let him continue to deceive himself. You see this guy, as long as he want to brought himself to the rim light, I will not stop until he fizzle away. Because we will follow you until you fizzle away. Because I know that the Bible that you are using to manipulate people called you a criminal. I don't do things because I saw it is done. I do things based on the evidence that I have. I can tell you, if I am somebody who want to make claim, I can tell you, you see this world that is going on now, this uncertainty around the world. I can tell you, according to the prophecy written in the Bible, who is going to fire the first ballistic missile or the first nuclear weapon. I can tell you that according to the Bible prophecy, it is already written. And it is, many years ago, I was telling people who know me, when I started this preaching, I started it on the ground. I was preaching to people that you see China, you see Russia, you see Iran, you see, these three countries, they are the major countries that is assigned to destroy the Babylon. Where is the Babylon? The countries in the north. They are the Babylon. They say, no, you are becoming crazy. You are now getting mad. This and that. I did not tell them I see. I told them it is the Bible prophecy. And I have made a research about this prophecy, and I have seen how it is going to unfold. That is the reason why most of the time I tell people, those who found themselves in the countries in the north, they should start tracing back their back to home, where they belong, and come and actually develop where they belong, so that they will not be dashed on the day of this reckoning. We know a lot of things, but when the time is coming, we are actually letting them out. We are letting them out. So many people can attest to that. It is not my prophecy. It is not my prophecy. It is being able to analyze what is written unto us. So I stand in what is written unto us to tell you that this guy is a fake prophet. And I don't actually interfere with your fake prophecy where you are using to do business and eat and feed your family. I don't interfere with that until you interfere with what we are doing. We don't cast the first stone. I don't cast the first stone. You are going to start it, and I will end it. That's how I operate. Until we meet again. I don't know if I get any call. I will believe that someone wants to call in. If I don't get any call, we will leave it here. And when we meet again, but let me send a message to our African brothers and sisters, because I know that so many of you want me to continue to talk more on African decolonization. It is very, very important that we begin to hold our leaders to account, because in what is happening today, if we continue to hold our leaders to account, remember that, if I want to analyze the prophecies of the world to you, you will understand that time shall come. It is already written unto us. It is only people who are able to decode and understand it, that these oppressors, they will become oppressed. They will come, and they will come to and bow at our feet. They will come, and they will need our help. And if we allow ourselves to be led by all these leaders you see today, they might turn that time upside down and the oppressors will continue to oppress us, even though they have come as a refugee in our land. They will turn around to oppress us. It is very, very important for the youth and those awoken generation to stand up and start demanding for the good governance, for what is right, for that, they start knowing that power belongs to the people and power is of the people. And when they start engaging themselves in politics and in things that is happening, I'm not saying they should go and become, politicians, but engage yourself. Make sure you are well informed about things that is happening within you in your politics, so that you will know when revolution is supposed to take place. Because we cannot allow these people to rule us. In 4 centuries, they've been dealing with us more than 4 centuries ago, and now God wants to turn the situation. If he turn the situation upside down, and now they will come back because of people who does not have political will to actually transition us to be higher than our oppressors. They will now succumb to the activities of the oppressors, and we will end up being colonized again. If we are very, very, if we want to actually make sure that this time that is fast approaching, the reckoning. So many people say that it is called a rapture. It is not, if you are waiting for that thing you call a rapture to, it is a reckoning. It is looming. It is looming. The country in the north, people from there, they will start running, trotting into your land. That is when it is written. It is the Bible, not my word. It is the word of the Bible, not my word. Those oppressors will become it will be like, it will turn around. Like what goes around comes around. Those oppressors, they will be oppressed by you. If you want, you treat them good, it is up to you, but they will be surrendered in your hands. So it is up to you to decide their fate. But for now, that is the reason why the book of, is it book of Isaiah say that blessed are those who endure unto the end. Endure unto the end. You need to know what you are. Stand by it. Make sure you don't deviate from it. Make sure that nobody tell you different when it comes to what you know that you are going to, that is going to benefit you and your generation, which is only freedom. Only freedom. You should understand your right and follow it. We should stop allowing ourselves to allow those few people to make decisions for us. That decision is only going to actually lead us into the ditch, because the Bible called them the blind that leaded the blind. They lead them into the ditch. They will never transition you. They will never bring you to development. They will never bring you to economic growth. They will now destroy everything that is being already there, instead of actually refurbishing them, instead of actually revamping them, making sure that these things, they actually are better than the way it was. They will not. They will destroy it, because they do not have that political will to rule you. They only want to enrich themselves. That is the reason why I am calling the young people in Africa to make sure that you take back your power. Power belongs to the people. Power is given by the people, and power is of the people. Until we meet again, shalom.